This show is strictly for entertainment purposes. We are not financial advisors. Please always gamble responsibly.
Yo, welcome back to a weird episode of Spread Detectives, a podcast where we break down and give predictions on sports, ranging from the NBA, the MLB, and the NFL, all the way to St. Peter's Moneyline.
Moneyline.
I'm your host, Nick. To my right, Marshall. And today we're going to dive deep into the March Madness bracket. I mean, what else will we be talking about? Looking at the first round, I know you said Thursday. You're liking Thursday.
I'm loving Thursday.
Okay, so let's go through. What are your top couple picks on Thursday that people should look out for?
So let me just get into a little bit of a story real quick.
Okay.
When it comes to March Madness, is the best sporting event to bet on ever.
Yeah.
There's so many places, so many certain teams you could place, like 13.5, 16.5, anything you could place.
Yeah.
There's so many good spreads that you could take. So I absolutely am so excited. I lost a lot of money on the NFL playoffs, as you could probably see.
Yeah,
I ended up down 30.5 units.
Yeah.
I've been betting here and there, all that, but when it comes to March Madness,
Time to get it all back.
it's time to fucking throw down some
All
units.
back.
So
Yeah, dude. I mean, 2 years ago, you went on an absolute heater.
yeah, so
In the March Madness.
March Madness, there's a lot of money to be made. So
Yeah.
I just want to go ahead and dive right into it. When we go into Thursday, we got Duquesne versus BYU, 11 versus 6. BYU is getting 9.5. What are you thinking?
I think that's a lot. I got to go Duquesne on that one. For
So
sure.
Duquesne played really well in
Yeah.
their conference tournament. So
Yeah. And a fun fact I learned the other day, that school is actually literally above a jail. Did you know that?
I know. I did see that. I
It's
did
above a
see that.
jail. You can't, I mean, come on. You got to take them. 9.5.
Yeah, so I mean, I think
that what you
laying
think?
down points with Duquesne is kind of the smart move. But
Yeah.
BYU, I don't know if you've watched any of them the entire year, but they do
little
play
bit,
well.
but yeah.
They can shoot well from the 3-point line and all that. So
They're all going to be
but
white.
9.5 is so much.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, I'm thinking going into that, I'm probably going to be taking Duquesne
Yeah.
on the plus 9.5.
Smart.
Too many points for a very good team, a very good season. So
What do you think about putting $100? Have you seen that going around $100 money line on every single underdog?
over the past 3 NCAA tournaments, you end up profit every single time.
Yeah.
So
It's tough with some of them, though. I mean, like, you're telling me Long Beach State money line versus Arizona in the first round?
well, Arizona's lost in the first or second round the past 2 years. So
Yeah, but they're due to win a couple.
I like Arizona, and I told
Yeah.
you my mentor is from Arizona. So
yeah.
I mean,
And he's
they're
always
due
on
for a
them.
run, but every single time I put all my money into Arizona, they always lose, and
Yeah.
then they don't even. There's not even a chance for them
20
to cover.
and a half, dude. That's
Yeah.
just nuts. I get it's the first round, but I mean, what do you think about some of the other games? What about McNeese versus Gonzaga?
McNeese versus Gonzaga. I'm actually going to be taking the spread against Gonzaga, so I'm going to be taking McNeese. I think it's 6.5 right now.
Yeah,
or-
it's 6.5.
Yeah, so I'm taking McNeese plus 6.5. I watched them against their conference championship game. They were minus 16.5 against Nicole State.
Okay.
And Nicole State was a very good team, and they blew them out the water.
Yeah,
So I love
crushed
McNeese
them.
State against Gonzaga. Gonzaga is not the same Gonzaga that we used to been seeing. So I'm
Still got Timmy, though.
Timmy's not in the league anymore.
I know.
I know, but Timmy played for like 4.5,
Dude, he
5
played
years.
forever.
Every time I see him, Gonzaga's in,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Drew Timmy's in there. I'm like,
Always.
did he get drafted or?
Honestly, I don't know what happened.
I don't
thought
think he got drafted.
No, I don't think so. Hey, he was like a Draymond Green kind of a player.
Yeah, but Draymond Green's doing great. So,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But
What do you think about Iowa State? I think they could make a run for real. I mean, they're
so
a 2 seed.
they won the Big 12,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are they playing?
They're playing South Dakota State. They're favored by 16.5.
Are they a
versus
3 seed?
15-2.
They're the
They're
2
a 2
seed. So
seed.
Iowa State got the 2 seed because of they won the Big 12 tournament and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a lot of points, but I'll probably just stay away from that one.
Yeah.
There's certain games that I like. So let me tell you guys what I like. And on Thursday, you can do it as you will. But let's see.
You like NC State versus Texas Tech, right?
So NC State versus Texas Tech, that's
Yeah.
actually going to be, I'm going to be putting 2.5 units down on that one because NC State is hot as ever.
You taking a money line or plus 4.5?
I'm going to lay down the points
Okay.
just to be safe, but they just beat Duke. They just beat UNC. They just won the ACC.
Yeah.
They are hot as fucking ever. So
They are.
I gotta lay the points on that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I might sprinkle a little money line, but I don't know anything about Texas Tech, but they didn't do anything in the Big 12 Conference Championship. I love NC State to do a little bit of a run. That's one of my sleeper teams to make the Sweet 16 or Elite 8. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
I seriously like NC State.
I'll take that one with you. I'll tell you. I like
So
that.
that's one of my three of when it comes up on Thursday. That's one of my three favorites.
And I think this is another one we talked about too, is Stanford versus Kansas. I think Kansas is fraudulent. And I think that taking them, Stanford plus 7.5 is a solid pick.
So I don't know anything about Sanford, but I've lost a lot of money on Kansas over the course of the regular season.
Yeah.
They have zero offense.
Yeah.
Literally zero.
Yeah.
They have pretty good defense, but I gotta lay the points with Sanford there.
I mean, Kansas going 22-10. That's kind of bad for a Kansas team.
Yeah, they're usually like a 29-4.
4
Yeah.
absolutely.
But for them to get only what are they, 5 seed? Yeah,
Yeah, 4.
4 seed. So it's
Yeah.
4 against the 13. So
Yeah.
I gotta lay the points with Sanford because when it comes to the NCAA tournament, you have to lay points with teams that are hungry, teams that just won their conference championship, teams that are going to come in and they got to lay it all on line because if they win, it brings a lot of money to their organization, to their athletic. It's
and those 10 through 13 seeds. There's always 1 or 2 of them that make a run.
they always
So
do.
if you just start taking them all and then just ride the one that does,
and you can pick 4 of them, so you just have to pick the one out of the 4. So you basically have a 25% chance to win a lot of money on. So
yeah, I mean, taking a money line, I do like Kentucky to smoke Oakland. I mean, 13.5 is a lot, but I would take Kentucky there to win that one.
I would probably take that too. I like Kentucky a lot.
One thing, I haven't watched South Carolina at all. I've only watched their women's because they're so dominant. I haven't watched the men's at all. They're a 6 seed playing Oregon, only favored by 1.5. That's a little fishy. It makes me want to take Oregon, but I don't know anything about South Carolina. Have you watched
I don't know anything about any of those 2 teams.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is coming into this, I watch the teams that I've bet on, the teams that I've actually watched and throughout a 4-quarter game.
Yeah.
And I'm taking what I know and what I know. Because you can't
stay away. You don't need to take every game.
Every pro gambler knows that you don't know everything about every single team. Yeah.
You don't need to take 12 bets a day.
Exactly.
Even with March Madness, it's hard not to make 12 bets a day, but you don't need to do that to be profitable. It's not a smart thing to do, Well, okay, let's jump to Friday. I know we got a couple on Friday if you want to pull that up. UAB, San Diego State. We all know San Diego State made that run last year, lost to UConn in the final. They're favored by 6.5. What do you think?
That's crazy line given SDSU fucking 6.5. Because I watched UAB beat Temple again. Temple ran up, but they had a good run to it because they were 16-19. They made it all the way to the final.
They were hot.
But UAB, the way they were shooting the lights out from 3, I think his name is Vasquez. Oh my God, he could not miss in the first half. He went 6 for 7 from 3 or something like that. I'm taking UAB money line.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of value in UAB money line on that one. I mean, that one's pretty.
That's a ballsy one.
If I lose a lot on Thursday, then that's going to be my chase. That's going to be I'm chasing to the moon on that one. I really love UAB money line. I'll probably lay down the points and then spread a little bit on the money line. But
and it's at 10:45. It's an early one.
Yeah, so I could be up 10 to 12,000 and before noon.
This is my first March Madness where the game started at 9 a.m. Dude, that's awesome. The West Coast is definitely the place to be. UConn's going to smoke Stetson. That's 1 seed. UConn's going to make a run. It's the thing.
They're getting 26.5. I mean, I'm not gonna touch any of the 1 through 16. I mean, they probably will cover some of those.
They'll I'll probably give 75.
I'll probably give it like 2 and 2 of who covers and who doesn't. But
I mean, I would say UConn wins by at least 45.
Yeah,
I would say probably. So New Mexico, Clemson, 1.5. I like New Mexico in that situation too. I think Clemson is a little iffy.
It's funny that they're favored though, as an 11 seed
favored. That means you got to take New Mexico in that situation.
And like I said, one of my bartenders, he put $250 down on New Mexico to win it all. So he must know something. I don't know, but he's probably smoked on 250, but he knows something.
They're going to win a game or two.
I think New Mexico could be a Sweet 16 team.
Yeah.
Just all the fact of how they've been playing the entire year. They beat a lot of good teams, and I'm probably gonna stay away from that game because it's so close.
Okay.
Because in the first round, you got to make money, so you got to take pluses. You got to take the pluses where they're at.
Yeah.
And then 11 seed against 6 seed, favored against. I can't take it. So
Yeah.
I'll probably stay away on that one, but I do like New Mexico to cover the 1.5.
Yeah, me too. I'd probably take a money line just to be safe because if they lose by 1, I'd be absolutely sick. Or win by 1, I'd be sick. What have you made a whole full bracket yet or not quite?
Not yet.
Okay. I was just wondering who you had in your
the
final
money
four.
that I'm putting down, I'm not even gonna.
You're not
send
worried
off
about a
my-
bracket.
Yeah, I'm not worried about a bracket. I'm worried going
game
round
by
to
game
round.
by
Yeah.
game. That's fair. I was just wondering if you had looked ahead at all at the final four. Do you have any predictions?
So I
there?
did this last year. I predicted a Final Four, and I missed every single Final Four. I put $1,000 down to win 15,000 on all the 1 seeds to go, and then there was not one seed that wins. I'm not a big futures guy. Like I just want. I'm a type of guy that want to sit there 2 hours. And then I make my money.
Yeah.
I don't want to just sit there. Oh, they won. Okay, now they got to go to the next round and win that, and they got to go to the next round and win that.
It's like a parlay.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically parlaying when you do futures.
Yeah.
So I take it round by round, and we'll see where it goes. So all my bets that I have locked in for Thursday and Friday, it's all no futures.
Okay, and then here we got St. Peter's playing Tennessee. Tennessee's favored by 21.5 of 15, playing a 2. Which way would you go on that one, or would you not touch it?
So a funny story about St. Peter's.
Okay.
So if we're going to rewind the clocks back 2 years ago.
Oh, the infamous run.
Yeah. The infamous run I went on. The only reason why we're sitting here at this point is I made $88,000 on St. Peter's 2 years ago when they made it all the way to the Elite Eight. Okay. And then actually I made more money because I actually faded them on the -8.5 against UNC when UNC made it to the Final Four. I just have this quote unquote boner with St. Peter's. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna have to lay down the points on that. I'm gonna lay down the 21.5. I don't have that much confidence
in the money
line. I really don't. But I might sprinkle a little bit. I might put like 500 just to have some fun. But I really love the 21.5 because I watched Tennessee in the SEC championship. They look, they have a lot of good players. They had a lot of good players that returned from last year, and they're trying to prove something. They have a lot of seniors, but I do not have any faith in Tennessee at all to make a run. If they beat St. Peter's, I'll probably take them the next round to lose.
Yeah.
But I love the plus 21.5, and that's probably my favorite bet. Yeah. Just because of the fact that St. Peter's made me so much money 2 years ago. So
So what happened? You just put it all in one game to make the 88K, or what was it, like a week or?
So I took them against when they made it to the Sweet 16 and they played Purdue with Zach Edey, who is still playing, which makes no sense.
This guy's 9.5 feet tall.
Yeah, he's a skyscraper. Yeah. But I took him for 15,000 money line, and then I made 88,000, and then. So I have so much love for St. Peter's. They got me on so much run. So I'm probably just going to take the points. But if St. Peter's made it into the tournament, it's just the name that pops up. I'm probably going to be putting probably 1.5, maybe 2 units on them to cover the 21.5.
Yeah, it's not a bad bet at all. What about the Western Kentucky and Marquette? Anything about that? Dude, I didn't realize Marquette was a 2 seed. I thought they were.
Yeah, they played well.
They were going to get a 3.
So they have this guy named Tyler Kovacs, and he was out for... Probably he got injured early in the season, and then he didn't play the Big East. I think they're in the Big East. They didn't play the Big East tournament, but he's coming back, so that's why they got the 2 seed. And what's the line?
It is 14.5 Marquette.
Sounds like kind of low for Marquette, but I'm probably gonna stay away from that one.
Stay from that one, yeah. And we got Auburn and Yale 12.5. I like Auburn to make a run, but 12.5.
12.5's hot, but I don't know anything about Yale.
I mean they got the same record basically. Oh no, they're 22-9. Auburn's got 7 losses. Yale's got 9.
But I did on the SEC tournament final. I did have Florida to cover the 5.5, and Auburn smoked them out the water. One thing about Auburn is they play amazing defense. They only give up like 68 points a game.
Yeah.
Auburn has a really good defense, and they make threes when they are left open. Yeah. But when it's contested and all that, I don't think that they're going to make like a crazy run. Like I feel like Auburn's going to die out the Sweet 16.
You think so?
If they can make it to the Sweet 16, that's honestly a good season for them.
Yeah.
But I just any team from the SEC, I don't have any kind of faith in, except maybe Auburn, and that's it.
You don't have any faith in Alabama?
No, I think Alabama's going to win the first round and then lose in the second round. Alabama sucks.
Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. I mean, the year that their football team kind of fell under, I think they might make a little run.
I don't think so. I mean, what do you mean fell under? They made it to the college football playoff.
Yeah, but I mean, they're supposed to do that every year, right? With the recruiting power and everything. I mean, Yeah, I don't know. James Madison's in here, 31-3. I mean, Wisconsin favored by 5.5. I mean, I would probably
Yeah, Wisconsin gave up a good fight in the
yeah.
in the Big Ten championship against Illinois. Who's Illinois playing? I kind of like Illinois a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that
because
just
I
a
had
second
them
ago.
when they played Wisconsin on the 3.5 and that won. So
I mean, you know, in Chicago they can shoot. So let's see. Let's see.
yeah, they're getting 11.5 against Morehead State. I don't know anything about Morehead State. I'll probably stay away from that one.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and rewind a little bit to Wednesday, the play-in games.
Yeah.
10 versus 10, Colorado versus Boise State.
What a matchup.
That is a
Do
crazy
you know,
matchup.
Is Boise State's court blue like their field?
No, they're not blue like that.
It should be. I know they're obviously not playing in Boise State, but that's a good matchup, dude.
Yeah, I'm honestly going to lay down.
Colorado minus 2.5.
Yeah, I'm going to take Colorado.
And it's on True TV. Right after Vampire Diaries.
Might have to take it.
Yeah, but you said you're going to lay Boise State.
I'm probably going to put a half unit on Colorado.
Oh, you like Colorado?
Because I mean, we live, you know where we live, and we live in a certain area to where I've watched a lot of Boise State games.
Yeah.
They're not great shooters.
Yeah.
They don't play great defense. They probably when I was watching the selection show because that's the first thing they dropped was the first 4 in.
Yeah.
And I was so shocked that Boise State made it.
Yeah.
And Colorado, they probably shouldn't even be on the outside looking in. But
Deion Sanders, the only reason they got in.
but yeah, I'm gonna lay probably a half a point, a half a unit down on Colorado to cover the 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm not touching the 16 versus 16. I'm not touching any of those.
Grambling and fucking Montana State.
It's actually a funny story though. One of my old owners of the bar that I used to work at, this is his favorite part of March Madness. The 16 versus 16.
Yeah.
Like he's like, there's so much money to be made there. I'm like,
Yeah.
you are so stupid.
That
Like,
is
why are
crazy.
you betting this?
Yeah, Wagner versus Howard is the first. Yeah. I don't know where either of those schools are.
I'm not touching any of those, but there is some money to be made because it's win or go home at this point. I love that aspect of things. Like when it comes to the NBA, you have basically 4 games to get right.
Yeah.
You down 0-3, you're probably done, but you still have another game.
Yeah.
When it comes to win or go home, especially when it comes to the college aspect of seniors.
Every second matters.
Yeah, it could be the senior, his last shot.
Ever.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah.
Like after that, he's going to go get a job somewhere. Hopefully he got a degree or whatever. But
they'll be hooping at LA Fitness like us.
he's going to be hooping at LA Fitness, working at bagging groceries at the Kroger or whatever. So it's really something exciting to get behind, like when it comes to like the gambling aspect, because you are betting on literally their last shot to prove anything to an NBA scout or anything. So, and there's a lot of money to be made. So, always gamble responsibly. Obviously, we're not financial advisors, but there is so much money to be made on March Madness, and I hope you guys take our advice and clean house.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Virginia, Colorado State. I'm taking Virginia money line. They're minus 2.5. Colorado State is. I'm taking Virginia money line. It's going to be plus 1.
It's not one of those teams that I studied, so I don't know anything about that. But I mean, Virginia they kind of fell out on the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, the ACC tournament didn't even get close. They got beat pretty early, I believe, in the second round.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that, but I don't have too much confidence in Virginia. But I mean, if they're only getting 11.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, but
they're getting 2.5.
2.5. Yeah, but it's also, I mean, it's the second game of the tournament, and there's only 2 games on Tuesday. We're gonna have action on both, so I'm going the underdog money line because why not?
Yeah, and then also, I might do the same shit you taught me, just putting $100 down on every single underdog.
Yeah,
you could profit. I mean, it's profited the past 2 or 3 years. I think I started the episode saying that. So
start with Wagner and move on to Virginia.
no, wait till Thursday before you do that.
Yeah, I don't think this counts.
Yeah,
in the $100 because it's just a round of 64, not the beginning. And then we'll do another episode, I guess, when the second.
Yeah, when we get to the second round, I mean, the second round's going to start this weekend, so we'll probably meet up again on the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in. You got anything else you want to add?
Just St. Peter's money line.
St. Peter's money line.
Or at least the plus 21.5. I mean, Tennessee sucks. I mean, that's the craziest thing you can get.
I feel like it'll drop a little bit. I feel like it might close around 20.
Yeah, but I mean, that's too many points for a sorry-ass Tennessee, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you around the round of Sweet 16.
Let's go.